What's up, y'all? I'm Ephraim, that ancient artist, your host here for Legions of Artists Project with Escondido Arts Partnership, of course. The Legions of Artists Project is about making an impact through artists' voices and sharing their craft, their challenges, their wisdom, and, of course, their truth.
So as a fashion designer, I love to see people confident and happy and their smiles on their face. I want them to strut their stuff. I want them to enjoy what they're wearing. I understand different body types and how they should be dressed. It's noticeable when you dress for your body type.
You ready?
Wait, oh.
So, for those of you who don't know, this is Zoe, one of my friends from school, JV Catholic, and she's probably like my third episode. This is the third episode, y'all. The third episode.
Three's a magic number.
Exactly. So she's on the third episode of Legions of Artists, and I'm super excited to have you to speak about your craft and just what it means to be an artist, a individual pursuing her dreams. So, are you ready for some questions?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Okay, so my first question is, what inspired you to pursue? Leave that in there, Holly. What inspired you to pursue your craft?
So my mom was always into flowers, and she started her own business when she was like 16 years old. And she's always told my brother and I, number one thing was, you follow your dream, because she followed her dream. And all the people always ask, like, are you going to take over your mom's business? What are you going to do with it? But no, I'm going to follow my own dream, and I'm going to become a fashion designer because I love all that kinds of stuff. I love style. I love clothes. Sewing.
Yes.
It's a little difficult at times, but we're getting there.
Yes.
But my mom's number one thing was to follow my dream. And I knew I liked designing, and designing florals was her thing. As much as I can do it, and I love it, I want to have a struggle. Like, I don't want something to be easy. I want to struggle, and I want to learn, because that's very important when you're starting your own life. Like, I don't want it to just be like, oh, easy, okay, I'm done. Like, I have it set out for me.
You
it's
want
like,
that
no,
challenge.
I want to set and place my own stones. I don't need to follow her stones. As much as I'd love to, I want the challenge.
Yeah, but she's that inspiration for you, right?
Yeah.
And then you have your own dreams, which are challenging in itself, but she inspired you to challenge yourself to, chase after your dreams in a sense, right?
Yeah.
I love that. Oh, that's so beautiful. And so I guess that leads me into our next question about your craft. Fashion designer, I'm hearing?
Yeah.
I mean, look at you, girl. It says it all. I love it. So tell me about it. Tell me about like your craft, what you're doing, what it means to be like a fashion designer and how you've been pursuing that.
Okay, so I started at Palomar College in 2023.
Okay.
And they have a really like advanced fashion program, and I was very scared because all the people who were in my class were like, oh, I started sewing when I was in like 5th grade. Oh, I took sewing classes when I was in high school. And I'm fresh out of high school, and I have no knowledge, nothing. I don't even own a sewing machine. And I'm just like, okay, I've sewn once, and I made a doll. I don't really know how to sew a button, how to sew a shirt or a bag. And my teacher was amazing, Ashley Tipton. She was the winner of Project Runway.
Wait, oh my gosh. Okay, wait, say that again. Ashley Tipton from the Project One. She has like the purple hair.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, I love her.
Yes, that was my teacher.
That was your teacher? Dude,
that was one of her first classes for her teaching independently, because she was like assistant teacher, like getting the feel and everything. And I was one of her first classes for beginning sewing, and she did an absolutely amazing job.
Oh, I bet she did.
I learned so much. Wow. As much as I made my collar crooked on my shirt, she gave me input, and I fixed that, and it looked great.
Oh my gosh, getting critiqued by Ashley Tipton.
Yes. Oh, it was so intimidating, but it was amazing. I loved it.
Yes, no, that's beautiful. So I remember watching her on TV and whatnot, and I totally forgot about her. And so I'm glad you brought that up, because like she was an inspiration for me too. When I was watching her, I'm like, oh, I love her. I love her style. So that's, oh my gosh, that is such an honor.
Yes, I know. I heard her name, I was like, I know who that is. And I was overjoyed when I figured out that it was her.
No, that's so cool. And you said that was your first teacher?
That was my very first teacher, yeah.
Okay.
And I also had Rita Campo Griggs. That was one of my other teachers. She was the main director of the entire fashion program.
Okay.
And she was absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
She taught me everything I needed to know, from textiles to fabric types. Well, that is textiles, but
yeah.
Anyways, you guys get the gist.
Yes.
She taught me all of that stuff, and she helped me understand and get a feel for what I wanted. Because I joined not knowing what. Obviously, everyone else knew what they were doing already because they had been at Palomar longer than me. The teacher was asking me, like, what do you like? What's your feel? And I was like, I really love Dior, Christian Dior. His looks, like, so super elegant and, like, almost, like, rich, like
fancy luxury.
And, like, happiness, though, almost.
Yeah.
And the way he, like, loved women and the way he, like, just him as a person with his designs was very intentional towards women. He did it because he loved them and found the beauty in them. And that's how I am. I'm just like, and like same with males. Yeah. I'm just like, they should be able to express how they feel in their clothes. They should be confident. They should love it. And most of all, it should be functional.
Exactly.
Because a lot of the times you buy stuff and you're just like, oh, this is great. It's a little crooked. I don't want that. So I'll make sure everything's on grain for you guys.
No, and that's beautiful because I feel like you just speaking on that, you know, you can look at the fashion industry or modeling industry, right? Where it's like some of these clothes are not realistic or not as like.
Oh, yeah. Sizes? Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Nothing.
It's
one
like, of those.
One day I'm an extra small, the next day I'm a 5X.
Right.
I don't even understand how that works.
And that's where insecurities and all that kind of stuff comes in, right? So it's a beautiful thing that we just need more people like you to want to love the model and want them to feel comfortable in their own skin. So,
but my very last teacher was Angela. She was absolutely amazing. She taught me how to do couture design.
Couture design? Yes. What is couture design? Please go into that.
Couture is like Dior. It's like top notch, like to the point of like, it's not fast fashion. It's not Target. It's tailored suits, dresses.
It's authentic.
Shirts. Yes, it's authentic.
I love that. Okay, beautiful, beautiful.
But everything is, it's very like to a T. And she taught me that. And there was a lot of moments where I was frustrated and losing my mind because I was like, she wants me to complete this in 2 weeks. I don't even know what a Dior pleat is. How do I do this? And I'm looking it up online and it does not exist. And I'm like, did she make up her own word? Yeah. But in reality, she didn't. It has multiple names. And that was my struggle, was Dior pleats can come in many forms. And the one form I was doing was not on YouTube. So I had a very hard time trying to figure out my way around that class. I had built up the courage to go up to her and ask for help one day because I was just like, she's very Italian. She's just like my grandfather. I understand that. Yeah. It's how they are. Yeah. But I went up to her and she knows that I'm Italian, and I thought it was very funny because I pick up the skirt and I show her the inside of all my mechanics. And she just goes, what is this? Italians don't do this. And I was like, well, I am from America. So I'm not from there, but close. And she was just like, you have to redo all of it. And I looked at her and I was like, oh. So I went back home and I redid as much as I could and I tried my best. And then the next meeting I had with her, I put my finger down. I put my foot down, actually. I was
her finger, her foot.
Yeah, I put my foot down. I was firm with it. She told me again that I had to redo it all. But first, before she could tell me I had to redo it all, I said, I'm going to tell you what I know is wrong. Okay. And I pointed out to her what I knew was wrong and what I needed to fix, but I'm not going to fix it because I don't have the time and I have to start other garments in order to pass the class. So I told her, I'm not going to fix it. I will learn from my failures and I will, next time I make the skirt, I will look at this and I will know that's not right. Okay. And she's like, okay. She's like, I like that you're attentive because all the other students would come up here and just stay silent and look at me scared as I started seam ripping. Because I even told her, I'm like, don't
touch it.
Do not put that seam ripper in your hand. Because I'm not going to be happy because I can't take this anymore. This skirt's killing me. Yeah. And that skirt did take me about 5 weeks to try and complete. Wow. And our classes were 7 hours. And I slowly watched the class go from like 30 people down to maybe like 15 of us.
Wow. So it's one
a
of
lot
those
of people
things.
lost hope,
Yeah.
but I kept with it. There was many moments where I started talking to my friend and I was like, I can't do this. Like, I'm going to have to drop it. I'm not ready. But
you stuck through.
Yeah. Angela told me, she was like, no, you can do it.
Yeah.
You just don't want to.
It's all the mindset.
And I was like, you're right. And she's like, you need to, she's like, there's a lot of risks. She's like, you have to tell people no, like, you can't hang out with your friends. She's like, as much as you want to, you can't.
Yeah.
She's like, as much as you want to go to bed early, you can't. She's like, this job is tiring. It takes a lot of your time, a lot of your family time, all of it. And it'll take a toll on you when you're learning, because I wanted to rip my hair out. I would leave class crying because I'm just like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
And my friends would be like, you're fine. And I'm just like, you're ahead of me. I'm like, you know what you're doing. I have no idea.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, and then she wanted us to make our own patterns. No knowledge of that. I had no clue. Thankfully, her and I were the same measurements, so I borrowed her patterns a few times.
No, and that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So what you're speaking on is like multitude of challenges, but the fact that you had to sacrifice certain things to really stick through and really learn your craft.
Oh yeah.
It was something that it was rewarding, inspiring, but a struggle all at the same time. And it's one of those things where a lot of people don't understand the behind the scenes of the fashion design, going into it and whatnot. It's like, yeah, it's beautiful once it's done, but it's all the work that you have to put in to not only learn coming into a classroom, not knowing anything.
Exactly.
But okay, I guess that leads me into like my next few questions, final questions. So what does it mean to you to be an artist? Like, what is it that you see as being an artist within your craft, within life, within your journey?
So as a fashion designer, I love to see people confident and happy and their smiles on their face. I want them to strut their stuff. I want them to enjoy what they're wearing. And most of all, it's what I said, confidence. I know I grew up struggling with how I looked. I would look in the mirror and I'd wear hoodies all the time. I just wanted to cover every inch of my body. But since I joined fashion school and just understanding fashion design as a whole, I understand different body types and how they should be dressed. Yes. And it made me realize that you can be confident in anything you want to wear as long as you dress toward your body type. And when I learned that in high school, I started gaining confidence more and more, because I realized, like, the reason I didn't feel good was because I wasn't dressing for my body type. When I started like dressing different, they were like, you look really good today. And I'm like, thank you. Because it's noticeable when you dress for your body type. And a lot of people don't know that there's like a math and there's like a science behind it. Like, oh, you're an A-frame. You want to accentuate your shoulders. You want to make it more pronounced. But when you're like a Y or a hourglass, you're going to want to accentuate the curve in the hip and all the above. But it's very difficult for people to understand that. But once they do, you'll become confident.
Exactly. No, and I love that you explain that, because you're right. Not a lot of people understand that. And maybe they do. They just don't understand the science behind it, right? Because I know me personally went through something similar with that too. It was finding certain clothes, certain styles that I really liked. Because growing up, I had that issue with insecurities. I even grew up wearing hats and hoodies in high school too, girl. Too. So it's one of those things that
I didn't exist.
Yes. It's like finding that inner confidence by style. And I love that. So thank you. And then embracing that artist within yourself as that fashion designer.
I love seeing people confident.
Yes, as they should be. Okay. Oh, that's the other thing. You model too, and you were here at the art gallery doing a fashion show.
I loved it.
Girl, oh my gosh, she killed it. You were amazing.
Serious.
That I was like, I went and I was like, this girl got style. No, honestly, it's been an honor having you, Zoe, on Legions of Artists here at Escondido Art Partnership. So we appreciate you. We appreciate, your wisdom, your truth, and just sharing your dreams with us.